Part one of how my husband left me for my best friend and they ended up having 2 kids together. We got married when we were 19 years old. I had 1 child already. I got pregnant with a set of twins, so I went from 1 to 3 kids, just like that. One of our kids has Down syndrome, and she was very sickly, in and out of the hospital constantly. Remember, I'm a teen mom. I'm only 19 years old with 3 kids in diapers, and it was very hard. There was a lot of infidelity going on his part, so we had a lot of fighting and arguments where we would break up, get together, break up, get together. But our breakups would basically consist of, we're not together, but I don't want to see you with anyone else. Both ways. And it would last like maybe 2 or 3 days and he would come home.
Only cheaters and ass whoopers gets third chances. Not even second chances. They get third chances, guys. Only cheaters and ass whoopers. Not the good guys. The good guys, they get left because, they're doing everything right. Let's keep it pushing though.
So one day I asked my best friend to babysit the kids. I had something I had to do, an appointment or something, and she said sure. So I had the kids dropped off. At the time, I personally didn't have a car. So she babysat the kids while I did what I had to do. So when it was time for the kids to be picked up, I asked him, I said, hey, here's the address of where the kids are at. Can you go and pick the kids up? Now, mind you, this was many, many moons ago. This is before smartphones, MapQuest, GPS, all that jazz. Like, you had to call someone and they had to give you like turn-by-turn direction navigation. So I gave him her phone number because this is my best friend. And I gave him the number and said, hey, if you get lost or if you don't know where you're going, here's the address and you can give her a call if you need directions on how to get there. So I started to notice him getting way more distant from me. Like, it was different distant. Remember I told you we had an on-again, off-again relationship, but this was completely different. Our friendship continues. We're on the phone every day, talking girl talk. And as I notice that he's distant, I tell myself, you know what? I'm young. He's out cheating. I've never cheated on him. So why don't I go out and start maybe dating? So that's exactly what I did. So I found a friend. Nothing serious. He was just my friend. So we talked and, I would tell my best friend about it. Like, hey, I talked to so-and-so today. And, we went out to lunch and he's going to come over today and we're going to hang out and this and that. She's my best friend. Of course, just like best friends talk. We tell each other everything. So now I'm noticing that my husband is really distant from me, which is really out of his character, out of the ordinary. So I'm just going with it. Summertime, I'm like, whatever, I'm over the cheating, but I'm expecting there's just going to be a phase. But this phase lasted a really long time. Mind you, I have his twins, one that's sickly, and she's disabled. He wasn't calling them, checking up on them, anything. Not a diaper, nothing. Meanwhile, I'm still continuing to talk to my friend. He's nothing more than just a friend. So it's like, what's wrong with having a friend? And I would tell my best friend all about it. And she would ask a lot of questions. And of course, I'm giving her all the details about everything and so forth. So one day we decide to have a sleepover with the kids. As I mentioned, her son is disabled like mine. All of our kids are very small kids. So we're like, okay, cool. So she comes over after we lay the kids down. She's like, hey, why don't you call your friend over and see if he can come over to hang out and tell him to bring a friend for me. Now, mind you, I've never brought this guy over into my house, around my children, even though my kids are sleeping. But I'm like, okay, my best friend's here. So what could happen? So he comes over and we're all hanging out. But I notice that she's on the phone the whole time. And everything I'm saying and doing, because it's a group of us, it's 4 of us, she's sitting with the phone up to her ear. This is back when flip phones are out, with the phone up to her ear the whole time as we're all conversing, we're all chit-chatting, we're laughing, we're giggling, we're having a good time, and she's on the phone. And I noticed one weird thing, that everything that I'm saying and everything that I'm doing, she would repeat it to the person she's on the phone with. She'll be like, why are you getting up and doing this? Or what? Did you just say such and such and such and such? Why did you move from this couch to that couch? And like, it was really bizarre, but I didn't catch on to it at that moment. At the end, it all made sense. So mind you, she's still on the phone. So after some period of time, I'm like, who are you on the phone with? Like, I brought company over here upon your request, and you're not even hanging out and entertaining our company. Like, what's up, girl? Like you're just sitting on the phone. Like, matter of fact, like, who are you on the phone with? So she proceeds to say, oh, it's so-and-so from high school, da, 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 da. So I'm like, oh, hi, so-and-so. Tell him I said, hey, da, 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 da. So I then asked to use her phone. Now, back in the days, on the flip phones, if I called you and you missed my call, a text would come through and it would say, please call 555-123-45678,
Thanks.
like that. So something so like so when I flipped her phone open because she had a flip phone, I saw that message pop up, but it was my husband's phone number. So I asked her, like, why is my husband's number in your missed calls and in your text messages? So now I'm snooping through the phone looking. Like, why is my husband calling and texting you? My husband. Like, this is my legit husband till death do us part. And she's like, oh, he called my phone looking for you. Newsflash, I have my own phone. Why would he call you looking for me? And you guys don't even know each other. What is he doing calling your phone for any reason, even if it were looking for me? She's crying and begging, oh, I would never do such a thing like that. Oh my gosh, I'm not like that. She literally made me feel like I felt awful. Like I felt guilty, like I accused her of something. She was hysterically crying in my living room. Needless to say, the party was over. But
She played you. She played you. Like she really played her, bruh. Like she really played her. Like that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. She played the game smart.
she's hysterically crying in the living room. I felt terrible that I accused her, and I really believed her. Our conversations consist on the phone. We're having girl talk. And of course, with your best friend, I'm sharing things with her like best friends do. Until this happens. One day, I called him because, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm putting all the pieces of the puzzle together. Like, this is really suspicious. Let me call him. So I asked him, like, are you messing with so-and-so? And he's like, no, of course not. I'm not messing with her. Because, mind you, he's distant. He's not anything for his children. And I'm just noticing everything's just off with both parties. He denies it. She denies it. Whatever. So, eventually, one day, he calls me. Which was odd, because remember, he, kind of went ghost on me. So, I'm just raising these kids by myself. So, I answered. I'm like, hello? He's like, hey, there's something I need to tell you. And I'm like, what? What is it you need to tell me? He goes, remember how you thought that me and so-and-so were messing around? Well, we are. And then I hear her laughing. Mind you, they're on three-way. He said, oh, and by the way, every time you guys were on the phone talking, I was on the three-way. I heard everything. Everything you've been doing. All your little secrets. Everything you've shared with her. I've listened to every single phone call. So she's giggling even harder and she thinks it's funny. I literally blacked out. It was literally like I was in a trance. And this is what I did. Stay tuned for part 2.
Okay, she got played, guys. She really got played. You know what I mean? And here's what I want to point out, guys, right? The guys who are cheaters, right? Like who will sleep with, you know, girls as best friends and their wives as best friends or their girlfriends best friends. These are the guys who get like second chances. Unlike the guy who's a good guy. A good guy, just gets divorced because he's doing everything right. It shows that girls really like bad boys. Girls like toxicity, right? And I'm not saying, the best friend did her right. You know what I mean? But she was not supposed to cheat. She was not supposed to, um, get back, by cheating, right? She was not supposed to do that because that's what happens, right? Because a man don't like being cheated. This woman was supposed to leave in the first place because in the beginning of the video she said, there was infidelity, going on in our relationship. We were on and off and stuff like that. She was supposed to leave the first time she sees it. I don't care if she was a teen mom or not. Like, I really don't care. She was supposed to leave. If someone breaks your heart, like, just leave, bro. You understand? But unfortunately, women just like toxic relationships. They like toxic men, right? Like, they like being with men, who give them the emotional highs and the emotional lows. You know what I mean? Who give them that emotional roller coaster ride, so that they can feel alive. That's what most women like. That's why they like being with those type of guys. But at the end of the day, you have to pay the price. Something like this might happen. He might get your best friend pregnant and they might have kids. They might set you up, him and your best friend, just like they did to her. They set her up, bro. They set her up. Like they were always on three-way calls. You understand? Just like she said, they were always on three-way calls, and the husband was listening. He was listening everything that, you're cheating. There's a new guy in your life, you know, and you got what you deserve, ma. You got what you deserved. You understand? You reap what you sow. That's just how it works. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. That's just how it goes. But anyway, that's it for today. My name is RJ Godfella, and this is the RJ Godfella Chats. Now, if you like this type of content, please hit the subscribe button and hit the like button as well. Peace. I'm out.